Okay, so let's see. We got Lindsay homegirl out here spilling the beans. We got Kweilyn flexing for the gram. And Heather, well, you already know. I'm on your ass. Let's talk about it. Hey boos, y'all already know what time it is. This is season 3 episode 17, Love After Lockup. Listen, the folks are still not letting us down, y'all. We have one more episode after this one, and these folks is still acting crazy. They're just gonna be acting crazy all the way to the end, I guess. I'm really not sure, but we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing on off. Let me see who I want to start with this time. Okay, y'all, let's start with Scott and Lindsay. Lindsay has called her best friend Bell over to, first of all, check out the catastrophe of a living quarters that Scott calls a house. Okay, that's the first thing. She also came bearing gifts. I think Lindsay said it was like $200 worth of makeup, but the main reason that Bell is there is because Lindsay says that Bell is like a confidant. When she is feeling anxious about anything, when she just really needs to get something off her chest, or we always have that one friend or that one family member that we can tell anything to. That's who Bell is for Lindsay. So, she just wants to get stuff off her chest, really show Bell how she's out here living, because I guess she's finally done quarantining. And to meet Scott. So Scott comes in. He's like, "Oh, hi Bell, nice to meet you. I heard a little bit about you or whatever, but I'm gonna let you ladies catch up, and I'll come back in at a later time, and me and you will get to know each other a little more." So, Bell's like, "Okay, cool, because I'm really not here for you any damn way." So that's absolutely fine. And so the first thing that they do is, of course, look through the makeup. But she's like, "Girl, I cannot wait to play in this makeup, but I just really want to show you Molly Grace's room." So they go up to the basement, and she said that since she has physically been in the home, that Scott has done a lot more building of Molly Grace's room or whatever. But before that, when she first got here, he still had to pull the ladder down to even come up to the damn basement where Molly Grace is supposed to be staying at, which means that, all the stuff that he had been telling her while she was locked up was a lie. He was telling her that he had already done majority of the work, and he made it seem like the living quarters were already ready. So she's telling Bell, like, what if the whole C-19 situation wouldn't have never happened, and I brought my baby straight home? Like, where the hell was she gonna sleep at? So Bell is just like, "Look, I really don't know what the hell you and Scott got going on, but I just want to be completely honest with you and let you know that I don't really care for him like that." And so she definitely respects what Bell is saying. But at the same time, it's like the situation is what it is. And so the thing that production asked Bell is, "Do you think that Lindsay is in this for the money?" And Bell's immediate reaction was yes. Like, anything dealing with Lindsay, it's always about the money. Ever since I've known Lindsay, it's always been about the money. You know what I'm saying? Lindsay is the type that she's going to take your money. She's going to do her best to save her money. And if you don't have no money, she going to try to find a way to get to the money. Like, that's just who she is. So do I think this is a money situation? Yes, I do. Very much so. And so I'm like, well, damn, you done bust her whole operation up. As soon as Scott see the episode, like, she gonna be out on the street. He gonna be done put little Molly Grace room together for nothing if he got sense. But, you know, we'll see. So while they sitting up there, once she gets done, you know, expressing her feelings about Scott or whatnot, she looks Lindsay dead in the eyes and she asks, does he know the nature of our relationship? And Lindsay says, well, no, like that topic just hasn't come up. Like, we haven't gotten around to that. And that's the cliffhanger that they left us on for next week. So that will be their finale. I'm sure will be revealing who the hell Tara Bell really is to Lindsay. You know, 9 times out of 10, that's probably going to end up being somebody that she was dating or somebody that she has had a sexual encounter with, because at one point her and Tara Bell were locked up together. So, you know, that's common in the prison system. But it could be something different than that. So we'll see. Y'all know I have to take a deep breath. I have to woosah a little bit when I talk about Heather and Dylan. Y'all know. They be about to shake this wig off my damn head, boy. Heather and Dylan, y'all. So they pick up from where they left off last week, which was her flying down the street on a one-way, going the wrong way like a bat out of hell. And so Dylan is got his heart pumping out his chest. He's hollering at her. He's telling her to slow down. Are you aware that you're going down the wrong way on a one-way? Like, why are you acting like a fucking psycho? And so he says that he was able to get her to slow the car down just enough to where he could throw the bitch in park and jet the keys out. Y'all, when he took those keys, she started falling out like a 2-year-old child at a candy store that is not allowed to touch anything. She said, "Give me my keys! Give me my keys! You fucking bitch!" Like, she was going hysterical. And so at this point, Dylan don't know what to do, but his best plan of action is to just have production back all the way up, because he doesn't know what this girl is capable of. He don't know if she carrying mace, a stun gun, a real gun. He don't know. So all he trying to do is protect production and protect himself at this point. She calling him all out his name. He all kind of bitches. Like, you know, you a weak bitch. You this, you that. Like, I'm talking about, y'all, she out there snapping. And so she says, slide me my phone through the crack of this window and get the fuck out my life. And he was like, what do you mean get out your life? Like, I live with you. If you leave me, where am I gonna go? She wasn't trying to hear none of that. This crazy bitch crunked that car back up and got the hell on. And you know what? It could be just me, but I was excited about it. I was excited about it because of the simple fact that, Dylan, I know you don't see the blessing in that right now, but that girl did you a huge favor by driving off without you in that car. It is something seriously wrong with Heather, and she's just not telling you or the world what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she is struggling with some type of drug addiction or if she really does have some type of mental illness. But either way, she's not in a mind frame to be in a relationship right now. And so what ends up happening is Dylan ends up having to use, as production, to use their phone, and he called him an Uber. Now, somebody from production actually rode with him in the Uber, and they were interviewing him in the Uber, and they were asking, like, what do you think went wrong? And he just really did not have an answer for it, y'all. And you could just see the look of heartbreak in Dylan's eyes. And it was really, really sad moment, because he really thought that this was it. He really thought that Heather was the love of his life, and she has held him down for 5 consecutive years, and he said her loyalty is just unmatched and unmeasured. And for him to be out for 24 hours and see a completely different person is devastating. And you know, that would be devastating for anybody, because you would think that dealing with somebody for 5 years, you know them, but it really is a completely different world from, you know, people who are incarcerated and people who are in the free world. And so now with the Heather and Dylan situation, this is a perfect example of how that goes both ways. Because, you know, most of us want to say, oh, well, you know, when you're dealing with somebody that's locked up, you'll see once they get out in the free world, they're going to be a completely different person. Okay, well, with this situation, we see that when you get out, the person that's been in the free world is a completely different person. So, you know, that coin works both ways. And so I think that you know, WeTV and Love After Lockup showing the whole Heather and Dylan situation play out, I think that that was a really good storyline. And I wish that you know, most of it was made up, but I'm sure most of that was a true story. And it's just really unfortunate for Dylan, because even though he is the, you know, quote unquote criminal, you know, he's the one that we all feel bad for. And so, you know, y'all, it just is what it is. And yeah, so what he ends up doing is he caught the Uber to this cafe, and he met his mom and his aunt over at the cafe. And y'all, they were just so happy to see him, and they greeted him with all kind of hugs and kisses and things of that nature. And they were like, baby, what is going on? So he had to break down the entire story for his mom and his aunt. And he lets us know that, you know, he has always been extremely cool with his mom and his dad. They're like his best friends. And he would have had a lot more visits from his mom and dad while he was locked up, but Heather felt like his mom was monopolizing the visitations, and she would just kind of go ballistic if the mom was trying to, you know, visit too much, because she felt like that was her time with Dylan. And so you know, it seems like the mom is not too fond of Heather anyway for that reason alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I love my son and I want to see my son, so why can't we do this thing 50-50? And so mom just pretty much wants to know, what do you need? What can me and your dad do to help you out of this situation? So Dylan is definitely going to let his mom know exactly what he needs. He's going to end up leaving with his mom and his aunt because he has nowhere else to go. But he is also letting his mom know that, you know, this is really kind of not the end with me and Heather, because of the simple fact that I can't just leave this girl like this. Because, you know, the good-heartedness in Dylan is not going to let him just leave that girl high and dry, because he is going to be forever grateful for the way that she has held him down for those 5 years that he was locked up. Because people just don't do that. And y'all know that people just don't do that. So he definitely has a soft spot for her, regardless of how crazy she has acted on this day. Like, that doesn't erase a whole 5 years of you being down and loyal, and you spent your money on me, you spent your time on me, you spent your gas on me, and all the letters or anything you've ever bought or done for me. Like, this one, the 24 hours spawned from Satan does not override the 5 years that you have held me down. So that's just kind of where Heather and Dylan are. So we'll just have to see what the finale is going to be for them. John and Christiana are on their way to the hotel, because y'all know that, you know, technically Christiana is out and she is on the run. And so John takes this opportunity to say, hey, this is the opportunity for us to finally consummate the marriage. You know, we have had every twist and turn and everything else, and I still don't even know what that thing smelled like. I just don't know. And so he gets them a hotel. They have a nice bottle of wine. It was either wine or champagne, because they put it in the back seat, and Christiana was like, how much was that? And he was like, expensive. So, you know, some of that, drink up now. Okay, drink up. I'm trying to get you right. And so they go check into the hotel room, and production gets a hold of Christiana before they actually get in the room. And they were like, you know, so are you ready for this? Are you excited for the build up? And she was like, yes, you know, I am definitely ready to show John some love, because, you know, he has done a lot for me. He has been my saving grace. And they ask her, you know, is she excited about getting ready to consummate the marriage? And Christiana did not say anything about, you know, getting ready to get in her birthday suit and do a little Beyonce, tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Oh, whoa, whoa. She didn't say that. She didn't say nothing about getting ready to give John a little of that body yaddy. Nope. The one thing that Christiana is excited about is giving John a blowjob. She said she has not given a blowjob in a very long time, and she's excited about it. You know, so apparently her mouth is grade A, is certified, and it's ready to roll. So, you know, that's the highlight of Christiana's night. And then, you know, so it shows them getting in the room. John done already flung his shirt off. So, you know, they kissing and setting the mood or whatnot. And then, of course, you know, in love and lockup fashion, John throws us out the room. I, for one, was excited to be thrown out the room, because I didn't want to be in there when any of it went down, because we already knew where Christiana was headed. And I'm not sure if that's something that I want to see. I don't feel like I want to see it. Not because she's not going to do a good job. It's just because I don't feel like I want to see John's package. Let's just move on. The next morning, John lets her know that, you know, she was out like a light, and she was, you know, she slept like a rock. And she was like, oh, did I? And, you know, so he found that tickled, because, you know, he felt like he had put that work in, and he said that the consummation was amazing. And so after an amazing night with John, she lets him know that she's not ready to turn herself in. And John says that he can completely understand. You know, the longer she stays out, of course, that is the more possibility of her getting caught versus her turning herself in. But he says that if she's not ready to go, then he's not going to make her, and he's not going to take her. So what she does is they go back to the house, and she breaks the news to her mom and her sister. And so, you know, they're like, okay, you're not leaving today? And she says, no, well, I'm going to turn myself in tomorrow. And the sister was like, look, because y'all remember the sister had already tried to get information and figure out, like, could anybody in the house get in trouble if they decided to come look for her at John's house. And, you know, John already knows that he will get in trouble for it, because he already has a record himself. So it would be considered harboring a fugitive. But they didn't say if the sister or the mom could get in trouble for it. But the sister didn't care nothing about that, because she said, the sister said, look, if this bitch don't turn herself in tomorrow, like she says she is, I'm going to have to be the asshole to call the cops on her. So I don't know how Christiana is going to feel when she sees this episode, but I kind of understood where the sister was coming from, because it's like, look, Christiana, you already know once you done got a taste of freedom, like, who the hell wants to just turn themselves in? You know, it's kind of like, at this point, I might as well just wait till they find me. Why am I going to find them? We understand that that's your state of mind. But, you know, it makes more sense to protect your family and your loved ones by go ahead and turning yourself in, because you are a fugitive at this time. So, you know, I definitely understood where the sister was coming from. But, you know, we'll see. Because, so Christiana said all she needs is this last little day out, because she spent that night with John and she wants to spend this full day with her mom and her sister and just bonding with them, and then she'll turn herself in the next morning. So I guess that will be what we see for the finale for Christiana and John next week. Chevelle and Kweilyn. Okay, y'all. Chevelle says that Kweilyn has been gone for 1 week, but you know, he's starting to feel really distant, and she is starting to be really insecure about the whole situation, about him being back in Texas with his mom and his sisters. Mama Quavo has him doing all kind of chores and cleaning up, and he thought that, you know, he was coming to Texas to kick his feet up and enjoy his family. But, you know, Mama Quavo had other things in mind, because y'all already know she done stopped this man by the barbershop to see could he get a job. And now he's at the house wiping shit down and doing any other chores that Mama Quavo needs done around the house while it is a man there. And I don't blame her at all. Some of that, look, you knocking on 30 years old. If I need something done, you gonna be the man with the plan. So while it looks like he's in the garage cleaning up some stuff, the little sister calls. And she calls to see, you know, what he's up to and whatnot, and wants to see if he wants to go out. He was like, you know, sure, I would love to go out. So she said, cool, because I got a couple people I'd like for you to meet. And he was like, hold up now. You want me to meet some people? You got some female friends you want me to meet. I already know what you want. And so, you know, she bust out laughing or whatever. And he was like, look, man, you know I'm down with Chevelle. You know that's my girl. He was like, but I do want to hang out with you. And I do want to see, you know, how y'all party and how y'all get down out here or whatever. So I definitely want to get up with you. So the little sister was like, you know, all right, well, you know, we'll definitely get up. So we pan back to Kansas City, and it is showing Chevelle sitting at the table with baby Maila, and she's asking Maila how does she feel about Kweilyn, and she's asking Maila, do you miss Kweilyn and do you love Kweilyn? And Maila is like, yes, you know, I love Kweilyn. And then it shows her in the confessional saying that, you know, she just can't believe that Kweilyn has up and left like this. And what she said, talking about Maila has always yearned for a father, and then boom, here came Kweilyn, and I just, you know, I thought that that was the one, and now it turns out that, you know, this is about to be a bust. And if I could have reached through the screen when she said that, y'all, because I was so irritated with Chevelle. Because the whole thing about the thing is, you are the one that is yearning for Maila to have a father. Maila is not yearning for a father. You are yearning to have Maila a father. So whether Kweilyn is a convict, a child molester, a murderer, or just a stand-up citizen, at this point, you'll take whatever is thrown your way just so that you can say your child has a male father figure in her life. And I think that that is really sick and really sad. And I think that you need to go to some therapy. And because I don't know if you have daddy issues yourself, or maybe if you just had Maila at such a young age that you just really don't understand what you're doing and the example that you're setting for Maila as a young female herself. But I really feel like you need to get a grip on that, Chevelle, because you're going about this the wrong way. I don't care how long you've known Kweilyn. You have not known Kweilyn as a free man. And I just feel like, you know, like I said, any man that would have come in your direction, you would have still had Maila in this same predicament. And I think that that's disgusting. So, you need to get it together, sis. Get it together. Get it together. But, you know, I ain't gonna jump on your head too much, even though you really did piss me off with that. You pissed me off when you said that, because I felt like, because it just sounded how thirsty it sounded. So, I hope that maybe it just came off that way and that that's not really what you meant. You know, hopefully you meant that you feel like you've known Kweilyn long enough that you thought he was gonna be this father figure, and now you see that maybe that's not what that is. So hopefully this will be the red flag to let you know that every man that comes along and tells you that you and your daughter are pretty, it doesn't mean that you check them over in the potential father box. That's not what that is, sis. So now back in Texas, we see that Kweilyn is out with his older sister and the younger sister, and they go to this little, they're out on the patio. Oh, excuse me. They're out on the patio at this little bar or whatever, and they're all drinking beer. And they're just catching up, you know, drinking beer, talking shit. And then the younger sister's BFF pulls up, and her name is Alyssa. So, you know, Kweilyn looking, and he's like, oh, okay, you know, y'all done invited somebody out with y'all. Okay, well, you know, whatever. So Alyssa comes and sits at the table, and Kweilyn is a gentleman. He immediately asks her, like, you know, what you drinking on? And she says, you know, I'll have the same thing you guys are having. So now we have a table full of beers. But as Kweilyn walks off to go get Alyssa her beer, the sisters are hurry up and letting Alyssa know that, look, you know, we think that you would be the perfect match for our brother. You know, you have the look, you have the personality, you got a lot going for yourself. And, you know, I think you need to, you know, go for it. I think you need to shoot your shot pretty much. So Alyssa is like, well, how old is he? And they were like 29. And she was like, oh, well, you know, I do like them older. And so I don't know how old, y'all, my throat going out. So I don't know how old Alyssa actually is, but you know, obviously she's younger than 29. But and then it has a confessional with the older sister, and she was letting us know that she really does not feel like Chevelle is the perfect match for her brother. She feels like it's more so of a smother, and that she comes with a little too much baggage, and that Kweilyn is not quite ready for all of that. And she feels like Alyssa would be a perfect match, and that they could go out and they could do plenty of stuff together because they're more so, you know, on the same accord. And then the little sister was like, yeah, you know, and you just Kweilyn type. So I'm looking at Alyssa, and then I'm looking at Chevelle, and then I'm looking at Alyssa, and then I'm looking at Chevelle, and I'm like, okay, so if Alyssa is Kweilyn type, then the only thing I see in common with them two is they both got strong faces. So is Kweilyn type strong faces? Because they both got a strong ass face. Like, that's the only commonality that I can match up. Because other than that, I ain't seeing it. So, I don't know. Y'all make it make sense. Y'all make me understand. I'm not saying either one of these ladies is unattractive, because that's not the case. But I am saying that the chin area, it's something about this bottom area on both of them ladies. It's strong. But you know, we're gonna move on because it's somebody out there for everybody. So anyway, while the sister is talking all this shit about how perfect they are together, Kweilyn comes back to the table, and she's like, you know, I think y'all need to take a picture together. Like, y'all are really cute together. And Kweilyn was like, well, you know I'm really cute, but you know, whatever. And I think he ended up putting his arm around her to take the picture. And then she was like, yes. So the little sister was, you know, she was all excited about the picture or whatnot. And she asked, and then Kweilyn asked her, like, you know, what are you doing with that picture? And she said, I'm putting it on my social media. And then she was like, what you acting all scary for? And he was like, no, I ain't acting scary, but I'm just saying. And it seemed like about 2 minutes later, his phone was ringing. And he was like, I gotta take this call. So he walks out from the table, and of course, lo and behold, it's Chevelle. And she's like, what you doing? And he's like, I'm doing what I told you I was doing a few minutes ago. Like, I'm at home chilling with the fam. And Chevelle said, the lie detector test says that's a goddamn lie, because I just seen your sister page and she just posted you and some girl out on a date. And he was like, man, I'm not out on no date. I'm just chilling and I'm having fun with my sisters. Like, see, you be tripping and you keep going off the hinge like that. That's why I was afraid to tell you the truth. That's why I didn't tell you the truth, because I knew you was going to be tripping. And she was like, stop playing with me, Kweilyn. Like, you out here on a date. Like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm not out here on no date. Like, what is you talking about? And he was like, and if you keep blowing my phone up, I'm going to cut it off. She said, boy, don't play with me. And he was like, so it shows him hang the phone up. We don't know if he cut it off or not. And then he walks back to the table. So the older sister was like, you know, we heard you back there getting a little rowdy and body. So, you know, if I need to take a trip to Kansas City, it's nothing. And so Kweilyn was like, oh, no, sis, you know, you ain't got to do all that. It ain't even that deep. You know what I'm saying? She just tripping. Like, but, you know, we're going to let her have that. And so the sister was like, all right, well, you just let me know. Because in the meantime, in between time, y'all, those sisters are just going to do whatever they got to do to make sure that this relationship comes to an end. They are not checking for Chevelle. And, you know, I really don't feel like Chevelle checking for them either. But, we'll see what the finale holds. Jessica and Maurice. Their storyline was really short this week. Jessica and her mom are on the way to the bridal shop to try on some dresses. You know, she's totally excited to be actually having a real wedding. So her and her mom are on the way to a bridal shop, and I want to say that was her best friend, is also going to meet them there at the bridal shop. She would have loved for it to be her sister, but y'all know ever since Maurice has came into Jessica's life, the sister wants nothing to do with Jessica. So Jessica says that her and her sister still have not spoken in 4 years. So, you know, wedding or no wedding, her sister is still not checking for her. So the best friend is going to meet them over there. They all get over there to the bridal shop, and Jessica tries on her first dress. The first dress, it didn't zip up or button up or whatever it was supposed to do. And Jessica said that she felt really gross in the dress. And so the bridal host of the bridal shop that they went into was like, well, you know, that's okay, this is only the first dress. She was like, why don't I get everybody some champagne? And Jessica was like, oh no, you know, that's okay, I'm not drinking. And so the mom was like, why are you not drinking? And so she ends up telling the mom the good news, that she's not drinking because she is with child. And at first, the mama is she's a little quiet, and then, you know, she throws her arms out and she's like, oh my God, congratulations. But I just felt like the way that whole scene played out, I feel like that was a reenactment, because Jessica's not a good actor, her mama's not a good actor, And y'all, I don't know if that friend was high as hell or if she just dry as hell. I don't know which one it is. But what I do know is the friend didn't have very much emotion at all. Because when the mama was like, did you already know she was pregnant? She was like, yeah, she told me. I said, okay. And then, so when Jessica went and tried on the second dress, the mama was like, oh my God, that is absolutely beautiful. Like, I love it. So she was all in, the mama was all into the second dress, and Jessica was too, but the best friend was just kind of like, okay, yeah, girl, that's pretty. So, you know, I don't know what was up with the friend. So I feel like that whole scene was probably reenacted. I feel like everybody already knew about the pregnancy, and Jessica has already went dress shopping off camera, but they just had to reenact this scene so that she would have some type of clip to put in this week's episode. And it just really didn't pan over too well because they're not good actors. But that's okay. We still love you, Jessica and Maurice, and Mama Jessica as well. And dry friend, you out on the verdict, honey, because you were just a bit much. But yeah, that was it for Jessica and Maurice, y'all. And we're going to move right on to our very last couple, which is Shawn and Destiny. Okay, Shawn and Destiny. Y'all remember we left them last week walking through the Riverwalk. Shawn wanted to take Destiny to the Riverwalk because she had just found out that at some point she is going to be facing another court trial for her escape charges. And so as they're walking through the Riverwalk, you remember they left us with Shawn bent down on one knee asking Destiny to marry him. So she is just kind of looking up in the sky, debating, and then she says yes. So she definitely took him up on his proposal. And so Shawn is extremely excited about that. And so, because he was nervous because he didn't really know which way she was going to go. Hell, none of us knew which way she was going to go because y'all know Destiny is just like, she's a no nonsense kind of girl. So if it don't make sense to her, then she's not going to do it. But she ends up saying yes. But now Shawn's next hurdle is him being extremely nervous because now he has to tell Kelly. And so once they get home, his whole thing is, you know, babe, I know you're on a high right now, and I really hate to bust your bubble, but I need to have a serious conversation with you. What I need to know is, when are you going to be ready to meet Kelly? I need for you to meet Kelly because the sooner you meet Kelly, the sooner you can meet my kids. And, you know, Destiny had an answer for that real quick. She said, I'm not in no hurry to meet Kelly because I feel like that bitch has disrespected our relationship from day one, and she doesn't respect our relationship to this day. And number two, I'm not in no hurry to be no stepmom. I feel like I've already been through way too much in my personal life, and I feel like I've been through way too much shit with you to have to rush in to be a stepmom to 6 damn kids. Like, it's just a lot, and I'm not ready for it. And so Shawn is really slick, not trying to hear it. He's like, look, I really want you and Kelly to meet each other. So Destiny says, look, fine, I'll meet your baby mama, but if she ends up getting beat the fuck up, that's not my problem, because I'm telling you to your face that this is not no shit that I want to do. But since you gonna sit here and keep begging me and whining about it, I'll meet her. But you know what I'm saying? When she end up in the emergency room, that's on you. It gets to the time for the ladies to meet each other. And so they walk into this restaurant and they have a party of 3. So Shawn and Destiny go in and they sit down, and Destiny is just telling Shawn, like, look, this shit better go off without a hitch. So it has Destiny on one side of the table and then an empty chair on the other side of the table. And Destiny is letting Shawn know, like, look, I'm about to go ahead and take this wedding ring off because not only is my anxiety high, But at the same time, like, I don't want Kelly to say nothing slick out the mouth, because I know she doesn't know anything about this recent engagement. And so, you know, I don't want shit to go left on a whim. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just take the ring off, and I'ma just see how this shit go. So as she's talking, Kelly walks in. She walks in, she sits down, and Shawn introduces the ladies to each other. Kelly, this is Destiny. Destiny, this is Kelly. And that is the cliffhanger for next week. We will see how the shit goes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I watched that episode online. I did not watch it on my direct TV, so I know it shows the clips for next week, but I did not watch it through like I said, I did not watch it through my direct TV app. I watched it through the through online, so it doesn't show all that online. So I'm sure I'm missing a couple of bits and pieces, but that's just good enough to keep us cliffhanging, because I will make sure that I'm watching it from my television next week, so I will have all the details. But that was season 3, episode 17 of Love After Lockup. If you made it to the end, I want to thank you so much for hanging in and staying with the P Hope family. Y'all, I am just growing by the day, and I'm so excited. Y'all have shown me so much love on these Love After Lockup videos, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop down and hit that like button. Go on and hit that thumbs up. And if you really liked it, then go ahead and hit subscribe, because your girl P Hope does drop content each and every week. And you already know what I'm getting ready to say. I hope you all are happy, be healthy, be safe. This your girl P Hope, and I will catch you in the next video.